The Switch December Report with your host, Redkwan. This is the Nintendo Switch Monthly Report, the show where I talk about the games the Nintendo Switch got in the last month and is getting in the next month, that I do every month without exception. Every month. So before I get into this, the three people who keep up with this channel are probably wondering, Redkwan, why haven't you made a video in the past, let's see here, 3 months? Well, that's a good question, and I really have no excuse. I mean, there was like a problem with the audio for a while, but like, not that big of a problem. I'm sure none of you really care though, so I'll just get back to the video and we'll pretend like this won't happen again. Hello all 3,290 of you, I'm Redkwan, and welcome to the Nintendo Switch December 2020 report. So to start this off, let's look at the announcements we've gotten in November. And the biggest announcement we got was of course For Nothing Deluxe. I think it was on the Wii U. But yeah, I don't think there were actually any announcements for games in November that matter at least. Well, we'll probably get another direct mini partner showcase, but I'm writing this script before that happens because I really don't think it'll be all that important. But you know, there will probably be something at least. I also could definitely be missing some actual big announcement, but I really don't think so, because there are never any actual big announcements anymore. It's just an endless cycle of direct mini partner showcases. It is a sad world we live in. Also, not totally related, but half the videos on Nintendo's YouTube channel are of people I'm supposed to know playing Switch games that have already been out for years, and it's not exactly getting me excited. Alright then, did we at least get any games in November? And the answer is surprisingly yes. The biggest game, of course, was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is apparently another game in the style of Hyrule Warriors, but with a story that connects back to the story from Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a really cool idea, and apparently the game is pretty good. I know there are a lot of people who don't think the Warriors games look like that much fun, and I know this because I'm one of them. But if there was a way to get more people interested in this game, I think this was the way to do it. People love them some Breath of the Wild, so having the stories connect will get a lot of people who wouldn't normally play it to play it, and maybe they'll realize that it actually is kinda fun. But not me, because I refuse to buy video games unless they're like 10 years old and dirt cheap. I'm a great person to be making this series. And for other semi-big news, I guess we got Pokemon Sword and Shield's expansion pass. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but based on Nintendo's website, that's what it seems like. And we got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, which is cool, I suppose. We also got a few smaller games that either look cool or stupid, and I'll leave it to you to guess which ones I think are which, based on my descriptions of them. We have one called Choices That Matter and The Sun Went Out, which is a game where the sun went out for a few hours and then came back on, and then the world is all wacko and you have to make a bunch of choices, and apparently there are like 2,000 choices you can make, which is pretty awesome. And we also got Cape's Escape Game, where you're Cape and you try to escape, and it's a game too. And we're also apparently getting Travel Mosaics 6, Christmas Around the World, and that might not sound that odd to you, but it sounds odd to me. And you know why? Because like 3 months ago when I made the last one of these, we were just getting Travel Mosaics 4, Adventures in Rio. And even at that point, I was like, 4? There are really 4 of these things? And now there are, what, 6? What happened to Travel Mosaics 5? Did I just miss that when I was gone for 3 months? Really? Catwalker's looking as disturbing as ever, and I still don't know what a Travel Mosaic is, so I don't know what to think, but there are 6 of these now, apparently. And there's also a game called Survival, and there's really nothing to say about it besides that I think this picture is dumb. And finally, there's a game that would probably send somebody into insanity after about 3 minutes called Art School, and my evidence of that is this. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. He's probably just saying that, but I don't think so. I think you would actually probably go insane after playing this for about 3 minutes. Her name is Froshman. And what about games in December? Well, there's nothing super big next month as you might expect, but there are a couple smaller games, or something I guess. We're getting a remaster of Sam & Max Save the World, which from what I understand is a point-and-click sort of adventure puzzle game with some good humor. We're also getting Fire Emblem Dragon something or another, which appears to be a 90s Fire Emblem game that's basically just been moved over and maybe localized, so that's interesting I guess, although I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan. And we're also getting Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Yeah, I'm not making that up. This seems to be the type of game that doesn't need a sequel at all, but I guess if you want to spend $40 on Tetris twice, then, you know, go ahead. But wouldn't you rather just go to art school and lose your grip on reality? Doesn't that sound more fun? Well, anyways, that's about all I have to say about games in December, because there really aren't that many. But what I will say is that it's time for everyone's least favorite stretch of the Switch Monthly Report, Pick the Pick and Sales Numbers. So, Pick the Pick for today is this. Ooh. So is this mysterious game called Game Minimal? effort minimal, Redkwan, please stop doing these minimal, or chess minimal. I'll give you 4 seconds. That was 4 seconds. I hope you've chosen. The correct answer was actually chess minimal. That was very shocking, I know. I thought I'd throw in a bit of a trick question on that one, although it's so obviously a trick question that it kind of defeats the purpose and nobody in the world would have guessed anything else besides chess, but I have to keep you on your toes. Remember that, kid. And now, what about sales numbers? Well, I bet the Switch did pretty well in November in terms of system sales, and also fairly decently in terms of game sales as well, although probably not quite as well as the system sales because there just isn't that much to play. And yes, I know we finally did get a game, but still. This has concluded your Switch December report. Well, I'm Redkwan. How do you feel November went for the Switch, and how do you think December will be? How have there been 6 Travel Mosaics games? How are they doing that? I don't get it. Why was I gone for 3 months? I guess some questions we'll never know the answer to. Anyways, I'm Redkwan. Thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.
Hey, look, you're going over there. Making new videos so you better behave. Oh, hey, that's right, you see. Quan through and through in a Zamboni.